I get my jacket too?
Yeah.
All right, our first Q&A.
Okay. This is the first time we've ever done a video like this.
That's true.
Last week we wrote to you guys and you sent us a bunch of questions, and so today we're going to answer them. It is 7:30 on Sunday night, so the light is fading, so we're going to have to do this quickly. I divided all the questions into different topics. Most of the questions we got were about the van, so we're going to answer all of those, and then we'll see what time it is. I'm going to put this timer on for 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's also good timing because we made a ton of changes to our van plan like 1 hour ago.
Yeah. Okay, so where are you now? Where are you going to go first, and what's your van plan?
So we are in southern Spain in a little town, which I won't name. But
yeah, we don't really feel comfortable saying exactly where we are, but we're in a tiny town.
In between Malaga and Gibraltar.
Exactly. It's beautiful. And our plan for the first place we were going to go was actually to Morocco. And today we decided to pull the plug on that. We were going to go to Morocco for May, but it's been raining still. It just like stopped raining for this Q&A, and it's been raining for, I'd say like what, almost 2 weeks now?
Almost 2 weeks, and we have at least 1 to 2 more weeks of rain.
And that's been obviously really negative for our van build productivity. And so we just decided there's no need to stress. We don't need to go to Morocco in May. We're just going to stay in Spain. I started looking today for finding another house in Spain. So if any of you guys live in southern Spain in a remote area and want to give us a house where we can build our van,
with
now
internet
is the time.
preferably,
yeah.
And somewhere we can actually work. So like a parking spot.
Yeah,
and
something, not like in a
nosy
city.
Neighbors.
Yeah. What's the plan with the whole van? Like, what's our route plan?
Well, now that we're not going to Morocco, I feel like we will do southern Spain. I really want to see Granada.
Yep.
And then
Sevilla, too.
Sevilla, Cadiz, Tarifa, and then we'll do Portugal, which is what I'm looking most forward to.
Yeah, we're so excited about Portugal. So our plan is just basically our whole van plan, hopefully, is just go wrap around southern Spain, up to Portugal, do northern Spain, maybe in around August, we're not really sure, and then go down through Barcelona, go back to Barca for a while, because that's where we met.
September or October?
Well,
September
I think it's like
October.
impossible now for us to put dates connected to these places because we just don't know how long it's all going to take. And then we want to wrap around France, Italy, do the whole thing, Croatia, blah, 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 and maybe spend next winter in Greece.
That's the goal. So like hug the coastline and end up in Greece, and everything else is kind of up in the air.
Yeah, the timing is
Venice
like,
in October would be nice.
There's no way.
It might happen.
I don't think we're going to get that far. But anyway, no matter where we are, we just want to have a beautiful van and not rush that process. So we've changed our plan and are just going to take as long as we need to build the van.
Because of this rain.
Yeah. Do you ever get nervous doing such an unconventional thing with your life?
I feel like we have like minor breakdowns like once per month.
Yeah.
I'd say like 1 per month, depending on like where we're living and what the weather's like and like how good or bad things are going.
Yeah, I would say it's gotten much easier since we got here and we're working on the van together and like have a van. It was much harder in Berlin when we felt like we just couldn't do anything. Like all the paperwork was wearing us down and we like couldn't even be able to even buy a van.
Yeah, there were definitely like a couple low
and
points
like the
in
visa
Berlin.
stuff and all of that I think
And
weighed
like
on
when
us heavier.
they lost all our van paperwork, like the original title deed to the van got lost and sent to a random stranger who luckily happened to know our insurance agent who sent it back. Otherwise we would have lost our van. Or
Yeah.
they would have lost our van for us.
So yeah, Berlin bureaucracy was a bit of a debacle. What do you hope to get from living this life?
It's awesome.
Yeah, like a ton of time together, meeting new people, seeing new things, making awesome videos that hopefully people enjoy.
Having your own small business.
Yeah.
Being your own boss.
Having like a small scaled life that we can like actually afford as creatives.
You gotta turn this off when you're not looking at it because it lights your face.
Yeah, is that bad?
It's okay.
Okay. How are you going to afford this?
This video is brought to you by...
Oh, just kidding. Yeah, but that is actually how we afford a lot of our stuff. Our sponsors, I know sometimes people can get annoyed that you're like getting sponsors and things like that, but it's how we get to make these like videos, how we get to afford this life. I wouldn't say that the sponsored videos is like exactly how we got here. We were really lucky and fortunate. Lou's parents own an apartment in Berlin. They let us live there rent free.
That was like the key for the Berlin years.
Yeah, so 3 years rent free definitely helps if you want to be a creative. So like live in your parents' basement, or do like house sitting, or get something super cheap. We probably should just do a whole video on like living. Oh, Twinkie.
Oh.
The kitty's here. You can't see her.
Twinkie.
Maybe Lou will pick her up. But basically, I think we should probably talk about that. We did do a series called Living on Less. So we don't try to spend a lot of money. We eat cheap food. We don't go out a ton. We aren't even drinking right now. So our expenses are very small, and we were...
Look who showed up.
Hi.
Look who showed up for
She's our favorite
video.
kitty.
Oh, you don't like to be held, I guess, huh? Down you go.
She's adorable. Okay, so...
And we're working on a very exciting commercial project
and we're
right
working
now.
right now. We got our first huge commercial project that's going to pay for basically the entire van build, and that's really exciting. So that will be out in maybe 2 months or something like that. It depends. It's not getting published on our channel, so stay tuned. It's really pumped. We're really pumped. It's really
The
exciting.
other thing is, like, right now, the last couple months are like the most expensive period because we have to buy all of the stuff for the van and we're paying for rent for this cottage.
That's true.
So it's like when we're not buying like batteries or like crazy things
Oh,
for
like
the van.
solar panel batteries, or I don't know.
Yeah, like all the van build stuff adds up.
And buying the
rent,
van was
which we've
actually
been-
expensive. Now we won't have anything. Like living costs will be taken care of except for like
food,
gas
and insurance.
and insurance. So that will change everything, and then hopefully we'll even get to the point where we can start saving money. How are you going to edit your videos in the van?
So we have some awesome solar panels coming from a company called, I want to look in your email what they're called.
Jesus.
They're really cool. They're super thin and they're flexible, and they're going to go over the entire roof. And then we have a 160 amp hour lithium battery. And that should hopefully be enough to edit all of our videos, to run a small fridge, the lights, and yeah, all of our electronic needs. We definitely have to test it out to see if it will work, but based on Dana's calculations, it should work.
Shout out to Sunflare. They're awesome.
And
Philip,
Silas and
yeah,
Philip.
Philip and Silas, they obviously aren't watching this, but they're really bomb, and they've been giving us all the information we need to get the best solar set up for our old roof, and they should be being built starting on Monday, so that's really exciting. That's also how we afford to live in the van now, because companies are finding us and giving us things that we actually really need, which we love,
Not just like detox tea,
which we would never do.
which we don't drink.
Oh, last one about the van. Do you think we're ever going to get a van companion, like a dog?
It's very tempting,
But
but
it's
no.
no way. The van is tiny, and we are going through all these different countries. I don't want to it's hard enough to keep me in this country. Now we're married. That helps a lot. But I don't want to deal with having a pet now.
No.
One day for sure.
What's next?
Okay, next category, that was van. Now travel, study abroad,
Oh, I'll read these
life
questions.
abroad questions. Okay.
Do you miss living in America? Miss your family? Dana gets homesick
A lot.
a lot.
Of course, I miss my family. I miss my friends. I miss Lou's family.
I mean, I miss my family too.
I mean, I think the thing is, it's like, I don't think anybody living abroad, well, actually, I'm sure there are, but like most people who live abroad, it's like you choose all of these benefits, but obviously there are cons. I think that's like to living anywhere. It's like if I lived in the same town as where I grew up, there would be huge pros. I'd get to be around my parents, and I have a lot of friends still there, but I wouldn't get to do what we're doing here. So I would say living abroad is like a balancing act, and I don't know if I want to live abroad forever, which is another one of the questions on there.
I'll just skip to that question right now. Do you plan on going back one day to raise a family? Yes.
Probably, yeah. But
We're
not for a
definitely
while.
like debating location and date,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's just that like there's some things that are just too difficult to do abroad, and like you could definitely do them, but like the idea of like dealing with visas and like
I think
getting
too, it's like we just have like a lot of amazing people at home that it would be
Yeah.
really hard to live away from, like for the foreseeable future forever. Like this feels like a really big, grand, like 10 year adventure or something like that.
But I think like part of the reason we can get through it is because like we know at some point we'll go back. So
Yeah.
it's not like it doesn't feel like endless.
And we're fortunate enough that like our like Lou's family is super international, so they come to Europe quite often, and like we get to see my parents and obviously FaceTime and things like that. And my brothers have visited. We even made videos with them. So yeah, I would say it's difficult, but we probably will go home at some point.
Why did you move to Europe in particular, and why did you decide to do van life here instead of the US? So we moved to Berlin because my parents have an apartment there, and we were living in New York for 2 years on the Lower East Side,
Yeah.
going on 3. And Dana had just quit her job at a tech startup, and I had just finished a project working for a production company in the West Village. I feel like I was still going to get some work, but you were like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I mean, the timing wasn't ideal. Basically, Lou had like graduated and I was in a job. Well, first when I graduated a year ahead of him, even though I'm younger than him, but that's another thing. But basically,
4.0?
yeah,
4.0?
yeah, that's true. He did get way better grades. But when I first graduated, I got a job that was supposed to be a year-long thing, and then Lou was going to graduate, and then we were like, we're going to move to Berlin together because we met abroad and we want to live abroad and all of that. But then I didn't like that first job I got, so then I quit that job. I got a different job. So when Lou graduated, I was happy and working, and so I was like, he should get a job in New York and we should stay here. And then instead, he finally found one after months and months of looking, and then I got tired of my job, and then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I was like, really, it's like, we can laugh about it now, but like, it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
And I was like really done with New York and everything. I just needed to get out. And so because of that, we were like, okay, let's go back to our original plan and move to Berlin, and then we developed this like goal to create something creative. I think I've like written about this in like on our website at some point. If not, I should like write a whole story. But
There's definitely the whole story somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll link it somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. How did you get jobs in Berlin? We didn't.
We did not. We tried our hardest to get video work in Berlin, and
we had like 2 huge opportunities.
yeah, and we
to
got
work
far in the interview process, but then they went with German firms. I would say somewhere else in these questions, somebody asked us about like commercial work and stuff like that. And honestly, all of the commercial work that we've done has all been with American firms. So even commercial work that like we did that was completely outside of YouTube was with firms in America doing projects in Europe. So we have yet to get the opportunity to work with
And that was all remote.
Yeah, all
except
remote.
for one time I worked for the production company I used to work for in New York, doing a project in Leipzig as a translator.
Yeah.
That was like the only like actual job I've ever had in Germany.
Yeah.
Like
physically there.
physically there, not like
Do you think we need to put the light on the camera?
we probably need some light.
Yeah.
You look at this.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Right? Are we pitch black?
Yeah.
You rolling?
Yeah. Time to turn the light on.
Let's turn this light on. Does that work?
Yeah. Onward.
So we were at, how did you get jobs in Berlin? I think we answered that. We didn't. Will you live in Berlin again?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It was great fun while it lasted. We have great friends there, but there's so much like more to see. And we spent 3 years there, like really long time.
Yeah. All right.
What's the next one?
I don't know where we're at.
Okay, what's the biggest lesson you've learned while living abroad and working freelance? And how has living abroad changed you?
That's such a big question. My God.
I know. Maybe that's like a newsletter topic. How has living abroad changed us? And we can
Yeah.
like think about it a little bit more. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you see yourselves traveling for? I think probably until we're like 30,
5.
like 32 or 33. We're 27 now. So probably older than a lot of you guys watching this. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It
35.
depends.
35
it depends
is my
like
goal.
what we're doing, if we're loving it. Lou and I really want to build a house one day. Where we want to build it, how much that's going to cost, like blah blah blah.
Like build it ourselves.
Yeah. What's your favorite place you've traveled to for each of us, and what's our favorite memory traveling together?
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. My favorite memory traveling together was definitely one of the first times we ever traveled together. We were studying abroad in Barcelona, and Lou's grandmother, who has sadly since passed, was living in Nerja. It's a little town in southern Spain, and Lou asked me to go with him, and I think we'd been like, I mean, we weren't even together, but we'd been like hanging out for maybe a month or something like that. And he was like, oh, like my mom's coming to Spain, like it's gonna be visiting like our grandmother, like do you want to come? And I was like, wait, what? Like, I mean, okay. He was like, the flights are like $20. I was like, okay, that sounds fun, let's go. And so then we like flew to Nerja together. It was amazing, like hilarious. And I remember like we had these two twin beds like next to each other in their guest room, and looking over like one night and looking at you and just being like, just so you know, I'm your girlfriend now.
I feel like the best part of that whole trip, though, was when you were left alone with my grandmother.
Yes,
watching
also,
Swedish, like
she was so
American
Swedish,
Idol.
yeah.
And the best part was like she was trying to talk to you in German, even though you both spoke Spanish.
Yeah, and we were watching.
She speaks Swedish, German, and Spanish.
We were watching this American Idol equivalent, which is like a singing show.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's now raining too.
All right, now it's
dubbed,
raining.
like muted with
Yeah.
subtitles. Like who watches a singing show muted?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Should we go inside?
Okay, inside. It's raining again.
Can you grab that stuff?
Yeah.
All right, start the timer.
Okay, so we're going to do another 10 minutes and then speed round. So we left off. What's your favorite memory from traveling with me?
I feel like the morning that we did the hike, or no, I think the day we spent filming with Max in his kitchen
Oh, yeah.
in Cusco in Peru. Either that or the morning hike we did.
The Kellinger house?
No, with Huayra to the Templo de la Luna.
Interesting. Both in Cusco.
Yeah, that's like where everything started, and I feel like that will always be like,
Yeah, that was a really special time, actually.
yeah.
If you guys haven't seen our first video we ever made, we
My
did.
favorite video.
Yeah, it's still my favorite. It's we filmed it in Cusco, and we were traveling there with Lou's parents, and it was like a really spectacular experience. And that was like when we thought we were gonna make a travel show. This was like our grand plan when we left New York. We were gonna make an alternative travel show, like Anthony Bourdain's, you know, what's his show
No
called?
Reservations.
No Reservations, or one of these travel shows, except like I was gonna be the host, and Lou was gonna film it and edit it, and we were gonna make like a season or something like that, and then obviously everyone would love it, and then it would get picked up by Discovery or something like that, like a network. And then we would be making a TV show forever for a network about traveling and living this alternative vegan lifestyle and meeting cool young people. And then we ended up here.
Yeah, that did not work.
Yeah,
I mean, we made the TV show, and I feel like the video is amazing, but we did not sell it.
Yeah, we didn't even try.
We didn't even try.
If you were going to live in one country for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why?
Oh, gosh. I mean, probably the U.S. Just
Yeah, me
'cause
too.
it's home.
It's home, and if you're an American citizen, you like pay tax there always anyway, and so it's like less paperwork. And there's like the U.S. is super diverse. There's a lot of places to live. So like if you got bored, you could move to Hawaii, or you could move to that's where Lou wants to live. And I want to live there too, but I'm like get homesick here. So sometimes I don't know if I want to live forever, really, really far away. Okay, next. What do you love most about traveling, and do you think you'll ever get burned out on traveling? I would say for myself, what I love most about traveling is like the excitement that comes from each day. Like I know like you could get excited about every day living in the same place, but I think like researching new things to do, finding new people to meet, like all the newness of it is like pretty intoxicating, I think, for me.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
You can, yeah. Okay.
And like when you're filming, I feel like you get such a like adrenaline rush when you've like had an amazing experience.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, and like for our videos, it's also just so much nicer. Like it's so like easy to be in like a new place and like meeting new people, and you have like all of this like
There's just like a lot more
inspiration.
stories to tell when you're like meeting new people and you're seeing new things and like.
And not that you like, couldn't do that, like living in Berlin or in New York
I mean,
before.
we did
like
for like years, but.
yeah, but like I mean, like I
just
feel like the
harder.
stories we got in other places sometimes were more interesting than what we would find even in our backyard, just because you get like bored of where you are, or I do a little.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, this is now like a new section I made titled "Life in Love."
Life in Love with Dana
Okay.
and Lou.
This is a cute one. How did you know? Or well, it's how did we know that we wanted to marry each other?
Well, Dana asked me to marry her, and she
I don't-
regrets it.
Well, I don't regret. It was. Oh,
You just like we were walking back from Black Sheep Cafe in Berlin, and it like started to pour, and I think we were both like high on kombucha, because we don't normally drink caffeine, and we like started kissing, and then Dana was like, "Will you marry me?"
it was a very beautiful moment. It was raining, and I just like felt it, and I said it, and Lou said yes. But I didn't really think like that was the moment that I was like actually asking him, because obviously I had envisioned him asking me at some point. But then he was definitely still going to ask me to marry him at some point. We
I like
yeah.
had a plan.
Yeah, don't tell me
in
because I
place.
still want you to do it. But then my visa got denied, and then we like had always thought we were going to get married when we were like in our 30s or something. We were in no rush, and then my visa got denied, and so then that kind of like sped up that whole marriage thing. I think my visa got denied in November, and Lou's half German, so he has a German passport, and so then in December we were married.
So you married me for my passport.
Well, that was part of it.
No, that's fine.
But we were going to get married anyway, just later.
It's just
and-
like sped up our plan.
Yeah. So why did we know we were going to marry each other? That didn't answer any of that question. Sorry, guys.
Because you're my best friend.
Yeah, because we like spending time together.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can't even fathom like how much time we spent together.
I mean, this is like a one-room place where we spend all our time together.
Yeah, like months.
Yeah. It's better. In New York, we saw each other like zero, and then now we see each other all the time.
Yeah, in New York, I saw Dana like Sunday morning till, just Sunday, that like the whole day, but
Yeah.
one day per week.
Yeah, it was a little
And we
brutal.
live together.
Yeah, our work schedule, or my work schedule is not ideal. Could you summarize your love story in this, in parentheses, my friend is asking?
Well, we met in Barcelona
Yep.
7 years ago. We were studying abroad on CIEE, which is like Erasmus, just like a different version. And we like had both. We were at different universities in the U.S., so it was just like by chance that we were on the same program. And it was me, one other boy from my school, and one other boy, and 23 girls.
Yeah.
So 23 to 3.
That's assuming everyone's heterosexual.
That's true. One girl actually became lesbian on the program.
It doesn't, you can't become a lesbian, you are a lesbian.
She discovered that she was.
Yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point. But we met in Barcelona on our study abroad trip. That's where we met. Then we went after that. That's where we fell in love and started dating and all of that. But then we didn't really think we were going to stay together because Lou was going to school on the West Coast and I was going to school on the East Coast.
Then we did long distance.
Then I really missed him, and I called him and I asked him if we could be dating again, and he said yes. That was a lot of our relationship of Lou just being like, I don't know, can't we just like be friends? This is really hard doing long distance, and I was like, no.
It was a lot of our relationship during that period.
Yeah, and then I was like, no,
And
I
we
really
broke
want
up
to.
twice.
Yeah, I only want to date if we're just dating, right?
And I was like, I only want to date if we're in the same place.
Yeah, and so then we ended up in the same place, and then we lived together in New York.
I transferred to NYU.
Yeah, Lou transferred to NYU, so he was in New York, and then that helped a lot. And then
And we moved in together.
we moved in together quite quickly because we kind of were just like, what are our options? I remember we were sitting at a playground near my house, and
It was a big decision.
it was a very big decision. We had like obviously like basically lived together in Barcelona, but since then had just been doing long distance for all this time, so we like knew each other, but like we didn't know each other like we know each other now.
I feel like we knew each other
I mean,
pretty well. Though.
Yeah, but like we didn't know how we would like work like full time in a real relationship, you know?
Yeah, but we shared a tiny apartment in Barcelona.
Yeah, but that I don't know. But then we were sitting in the swings, like talking, making a pros and cons list of like living together, and then we just went for it. And then now we're here, and it's been great.
Yeah, we also started living together when I was still at NYU. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
that was like a big incentive for me to like I mean, it was way cheaper to like rent your own apartment than to pay for student housing.
Yeah, it's true. And most of my friends after I graduated weren't living in New York City. They were living in Boston or in other places. So I needed a roommate.
I needed a roommate too.
Okay. Oh, love story. That's enough of our love story, I think.
I think so.
Did you ever know where you were going to, or did you ever think you were going to be where you are today, doing what you're doing? Absolutely not.
I feel like I always knew my life was going to be like
Lou was
radically different.
Much more alternative. It's taken me.
I feel like this is like more like mainstream than I had anticipated. Also because like YouTube and like van life and all that has like become very trendy.
Yeah.
But I always imagined I would be like further out.
And then I pulled you back in.
You pulled me back in and I pulled you out.
Yeah. We averaged each other out of it.
Yeah. So
I'm very happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt lonely? Yes, of course. I feel lonely sometimes.
I said no.
You said no, but that's because you were always good. What are your best life tips? So that's like 5 tips to live by, or any advice for young adults who want to do the same thing you're doing?
My number 1 tip would be to meditate every day.
Yeah.
That's like how you get through everything.
It's been really like life-changing for us. We started meditating
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and so we try to meditate 20 minutes every morning and every night. I would say like I definitely don't. Lou's much better about it, but
I've never missed one.
that's crazy because sometimes he doesn't do the full 20 minutes. Sometimes he'll just
I do like 2 minutes.
yeah,
in the end
but
of
it's
the
enough.
But it's about keeping the habit.
Meditation
We just
really
have like opposite ways of keeping the habit. Like Dana like appreciates it and like does it when she needs it and like sticks with it like almost all the time. And like I have to do it every single day just so that like I won't like.
or else it would be gone forever.
Or else it would be gone forever. It's like, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to practice more. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. So that's been a lot of questions. If you're still with us, awesome. Now we wanted to attempt a speed round, but these questions are hard to like speed round. But I think
it'll be funny to speed round. I think.
Okay, so what's gonna be? How long do we
We'll
have?
alternate speed round or like.
Oh yeah, that's good. I'll read a question, then you read a question. Or no, how about I just keep reading them because this way it's easier.
Yeah.
But then I answer one, you answer one,
Okay.
and we go as fast as we can.
All right.
Okay.
I'll answer this one.
Any advice for young adults who want to be on the same road you're on?
Start early. Live at home.
Yeah. Where do you get your inspiration for your videos? I would say the world around us is the most inspiring thing, like being outside in nature and getting away from computer screens and things like that and just like spending time outside. Do you have spiritual meditation, mindfulness, religious practice?
Yeah, we meditate twice a day every day.
What's your favorite thing about each other? My favorite thing about Lou is that he is super dedicated to everything he commits to.
I'm going to answer this one too because...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My favorite thing about Dana is that she makes every situation more fun.
You're so cute. I lost my place because you're so adorable. How do you not want to kill each other being with each other all the time?
I feel like this like rain in the cabin has definitely like tested things, but it's still like very good.
Also, obviously, like we do fight sometimes, but I think the thing is, it's like we always know that we love each other more than anything, and that we like try to give each other the benefit of the doubt. So like if we do get in a fight, usually it can be like made up by just being like, I wasn't trying to be mean, and then the other person's like, yeah, obviously you love me, you weren't trying to be mean.
It's usually by accident.
Yeah, everything we do.
Fighting.
Yeah, because it's also we're together so much that like
at some point
sometimes you're gonna have a miscommunication or you're gonna do something stupid or something.
Yeah.
But most of the time we love each other a lot.
All right, this one's mine.
Okay, what's your favorite? Oh wait, how does working together affect your relationship, good and bad ways?
I feel like it's made it way stronger. Period.
Did you feel like you were not legitimate enough to work with brands at the beginning, considering you self-taught and all that? I would say yes. At the beginning, we definitely focused on improving our skills, making videos every week, and luckily for us, brands started reaching out to us to do collaborations before we reached out to them, and so that like really boosted our confidence. And then for corporate work, We tried pitching ourselves to some people before we were ready. It didn't work the best. I would say
I
like
would say we were ready, but we just got a lot of rejections at the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, this is a question for you. Do you sometimes struggle switching from one language to another? Have you ever considered working in an industry where you would have your language skills would be useful? Lou speaks German, Spanish, and English, like an interpreter or a diplomat.
Well, the only real job I've ever had was as a production assistant, and the only reason I got that job was because I'm trilingual. So, yes, that's how I got my job, and no, I don't think I would ever want to work for someone else again.
Do your brain sometimes have problems shifting between languages?
No.
What do you guys study at uni, and where did you learn about photography? So
English majors.
yeah, we were both English majors. Lou was definitely a more like dedicated English major. I was like he like really loved literature. Like I would say like I was like kind of like a fake English major. Like I read the books sometimes, and I ran my school's. This is like not a short round at all.
Let's go.
Sorry. What did you study at uni? Okay, that's the same thing. Do you feel like it was worth the time investment and money?
Ooh, yes and no. I feel like we both are able to think and research and write extremely well, but I hesitate to say that the amount of money spent is worth it when you could invest that money and retire.
Yeah.
For life.
True. How did we decide to study abroad, and how did the process affect us? Okay, so Lou decided to study abroad because chose Barcelona because he's a super FC Barcelona fan, and I chose to go to Barcelona because my two best friends, shout out Lindsay and Julia if you're watching this, they were at Brown, and Brown's program was in Barcelona, and I missed them, and I wanted to go spend a semester with them. And I would say it affected us both very intensely because it's where we met each other.
And we got to see Messi in his prime.
Yeah, that's
only
true.
The greatest athlete of all time.
Okay, so we made it to the random questions. Do you know how to play an instrument, or are you going to learn how?
I used to play guitar until I got arthritis. Do you know?
Do I know how to play an instrument? No. I would love to learn how to play the ukulele in the van.
We're going to get a van ukulele.
Okay, these are for you. What's your favorite book?
At Our Ardor by Nabokov.
What's our favorite film? These are really hard. My favorite quote, my favorite city, my favorite food. It's deep
No,
down.
let's go. Come
I
on.
don't know I can't answer these. I don't
Right,
have favorite things
film.
like this.
Something by Wes Anderson.
That's good. Your favorite quote?
Something by Virginia Woolf.
Favorite city?
Insert here.
Favorite city?
Ooh, I don't know.
I have to say, I think Barcelona or Cusco, because of the experiences we had there were so profound.
Yeah, although we've
But,
been
New
to
York,
Paris a couple times recently, and it's growing on me quite a lot.
Food?
Pizza.
Me?
Plain potatoes.
I don't know. Guys, I love sweet potatoes, but I also really love vegan ice cream.
Yeah. You have a weird food taste.
Peanut butter and jelly. How is my painting and drawing going?
Excellent.
If you don't know, I'm doing a 90-day drawing challenge. This is where I'm going to learn how to share my videos with you guys at some point. I'm going to make videos about the whole challenge and about how I've learned to draw and all this stuff. But that's coming later. It's going really well. I like it.
That's my question.
Are either of you into art? I'm 13. I just got a first camera. It's really cheap. Thanks for what you do.
Interesting. Dana's into art. I'm into filmmaking.
Filmmaking is an art, though.
Filmmaking is an art. I guess.
For me to answer, are you zero waste life, interested in that lifestyle? I would say I'm very interested in the lifestyle, but at this point in our life, there's a lot going on, and building a van is a very difficult time to be zero waste because you just make waste, unfortunately, doing this, and we're in Spain, and recycling is a bit difficult sometimes.
Recycling works, composting doesn't.
Yeah, no composting is tricky. What other YouTubers do you watch and recommend?
We like Yes Theory, we like S. Fidelis, we like Cam and Nina, we like Fran and Ed. Fran and Ed separately.
Emmy.
Anastasia is her YouTube thing.
Yeah.
We used to watch Combi Life.
Would you do a video on how you make videos?
We've like discussed doing that for a long time, but it's very hard because we only have the one good camera.
And it's just like,
And it would take so long.
it's so hard to make something like that, but maybe one day we'll like make an online school or something.
But I am writing a blog post about our workflow. So.
I really enjoy your videos. Is it possible for you to make more than one a week?
That's the dream.
We would love to. That is our goal. Are you guys going to do collabs again? We love doing collabs, and we've done them in the past, and we definitely want to do more. In the van, hopefully we can meet awesome YouTubers. So if any of you guys watch, know fun YouTube people that you think that we'd get along with, send us their channels. You've mentioned doing commercial work in the past, in previous videos. What does that usually consist of?
Well, right now we're doing like a dedicated video for a brand that's like 4 to 5 minutes, and we have a couple months to make it. And
But then like other times we were doing, like Lou was working for his production company and you were like translating, or you were putting in subtitles, or you were working on a set. Like we've done like all sorts of random stuff. I also like worked at a cafe for a little. I babysat for a little, but mainly like we just had a cheap life.
yeah, I mean, we've dedicated like most of our energy towards this channel,
Yeah.
but like it hasn't like made money until very recently.
Yeah.
So like we did other stuff before.
This is nice. I followed you for a while, and you two are amazing, and the van looks awesome. What else can we expect in the videos?
Big
Well,
thing.
this is our last question, actually. So I'd say like there's a lot to expect for our videos in the future. Like we're gonna do this whole van build series. I want to do a lot more videos about art in the future. And then when we're actually traveling in the van, like we want to do like everything, like from like the best places to go in Spain, to telling stories of amazing people that we meet on the road, to showing what van life is really like, and like what about like the house thing that you want to do?
Yeah, we might try and do like a sustainably built or like eco house type show, like
Yeah.
on our channel with like Dana as the host, kind of like grand designs.
Yeah,
or
like
a
where
little,
we, like, go
abstract
find-
on Netflix.
yeah.
Like we go find like amazing small houses that were like built in a cool way.
Like
and then-
treehouse, or like a yurt, or like who knows what.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'd love to do some like real documentary style
Yeah.
videos.
Like we would love to do some more political things, like maybe like do something on the refugee crisis, or like, I don't know, things of that nature are
There-
really interesting.
there are plans.
There are a lot of plans. We have a lot of stuff we want to make. So that's all the things. Those are all the questions. Guys, that was like, I think 45 minutes of your questions.
Oh, jeez.
So
If anyone is still watching.
thank you. We love you guys so much, and it's really like such an honor to have this community.
And thanks for joining the newsletter. It is our pride and joy.
Yeah, I love the newsletter. I love making it every week. So
I feel like the newsletter is like our new favorite thing.
yeah, I love your videos.
All right, I'm going to get firewood.
Okay, bye guys.